Your motion to approve the agenda? It looks like it's moved by Robson and seconded by Regina. And are we unanimous in voting to approve?
Yes.
Yes, unanimous vote. Approval of the minute, public comment. I believe we might be sitting with our backs. So, is there anyone here who would like to offer public comment?
Okay, I'm on the agenda and
You're watching, yeah.
I appreciate being added as new business. Thank you. for
Okay,
considering.
great. Is there anyone online who might like to offer public comment?
Kyle Asher is trying to get into the meeting.
He's in the meeting.
Hmm.
He probably doesn't realize. That he's just in attending.
Just in
Okay.
There was a hand raised that just went down though.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
Okay.
I imagine
Oh,
that being.
There, hand up.
Um,
Which I can. Allow him.
okay.
Hi Kyle, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Yes, so we had you in attendee mode. Were you asking to speak at public comment?
I'm here on behalf of AOC North Ann Arbor. I don't have anything to say, but I'm happy to answer any questions. So I appreciate you accommodating us by Zoom.
Okay, we will we'll get back to you if we have questions when we get to that item.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So if there is no public comments. That's right. Then do you have a motion to approve the minutes? Thank you. Thank you. Regina Watson. And so
Wait, hold on.
I guess we do. Do we vote on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we? Yeah. Okay. And we unanimously approve the minutes. So, do you need to know that Regina and Watson in that order moved and seconded, and then we unanimously approved the minutes? You would imagine. Okay, so what we have in front of us are two new liquor licenses, and both of them are different than the ones that we're used to seeing, I think. But I will summarize what I remember from what you said last time, Ms. Boudry, and if you want to, you or Mr. Dinger want to say, or of course, we have our attorney staff here who may want to. No. Thank you, Attorney Raja. So this first one is a microbrewer, winemaker, and distiller liquor license. That will be, yes. So it will be in a microbrewery that is also an improv performance theater, which sounds really fantastic to me, and a corporate training center, which might or might not be related to the improv. In the sense that I don't know when we train people by having them improv. You certainly could use that. So this liquor license would allow them to sell things that they brew and distill, right? Or they can sell other people's things as well. I thought it was just their own.
This one will be just their own.
Just
They
their
will
own.
not have
Yeah,
a class
that's
B
right.
license.
Yep. Just their own. And there will be a food truck operation. And I don't know, I was a little bit curious to have more details about the food truck. Was anybody curious about that? I don't know that it matters with in relation to the license, but no one's curious.
The gentleman behind you.
Yep.
represents-
Yep. So may I ask him?
Should I move that we move resolution to approve
Yeah, let's do that.
a request from Hearsay
Yeah.
for a new microbrewery?
Yeah, should we move that so that we can talk about it? Yeah, sorry. Good. Regina Agnew. So I guess I would propose to ask the petitioner to tell us a little bit more about the project. Yeah, great, thank you.
So we'll have a commissary kitchen inside, so we'll have a full menu. They currently do tacos. We'll have things like wings and fries and things of that nature in the food truck outside, and plenty of like 3 to midnight during the week, and then noon to 12 a.m. on the weekend. Yeah, those are some of the key details. I'm happy to answer any.
Yes, and you're not open yet.
We're not open yet. We have a purchase agreement. We're closing next Wednesday.
And are you guys, where, I looked up on Liberty where you are. You're very close to the dog boarding place. and-
Across the street from there. We're behind like Chayla's and Buscemi.
Oh, yeah.
So we're right behind there, tucked
Uh-huh.
away.
Do you have any worry that, that there would be, the food truck would be competition?
It actually is already there. There already is a food truck. So they've previously had a menu and they actually make tacos, which is very similar to 5 other businesses right there. So we plan to have a more like American bar style menu. We're actually kind of exploring a concept of like upscale carnival food. So it'd be things like fancy corn dogs, wings, Belgian Brits. Since we will have an improv theater component, we plan to make popcorn from scratch and have things like truffle popcorn that would be kind of like concession snacks, which would be prepared in our commissary kitchen. But we have the commissary kitchen right inside, and then directly outside is the food truck.
And so you're gonna service your own food truck from your commissary kitchen?
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the current model, to be clear. So Townie's Brewery has been operating
Like,
under that model. It's not, we're not proposing a use that is like different. Just our menu will shift. We're not gonna do a taco menu. We're gonna do more of an American bar style menu, which we think
Okay.
is more of a need for that particular part of town.
okay.
So you're taking over from the old brewery that was there?
Yeah, and actually the building is in great shape. The bones are really good. I think they've had some, I would say some missteps with the community in some various ways. And so we're coming in with hopefully to just create a really inclusive space that will have, you know, a slightly different menu from their neighbors, have kind of better relationships with the neighbors, but we're not doing really any like radical rebuild. It's mostly swapping out what I would call kind of up north style decor for kind of more modern art and things like that. So it's mostly a decor swap and a menu swap for the food truck, and then we'll have our own recipes for the beer program.
And do you know a lot of people who do improv comedy?
Yeah, so my business partner Jason had a business in town called Pointless Brewery and Theater that was on the intersection of Packard and Platt. That closed due to COVID. His wife passed away from brain cancer. Part of their founding of that business was actually, they called it Pointless because it was at a time where she had a terminal diagnosis, and they went forward with that anyway, to kind of challenge the idea of like, it really wasn't pointless. It was an important thing for the community. So there's kind of been this like ingrained population of people in town that have some level of improv experience and have been waiting for something to reopen that is like an all-in-one improv theater, corporate training, where we can actually be a hub similar to Zing Train and some of what Zehrman's does. But really recapturing this kind of audience of improvisers that have been kind of lingering and waiting for a similar business to reopen.
Well, that sounds like a real community benefit, I have to say. Yeah. Love to support the arts. So, does anyone want to raise any objections or articulate any other thoughts?
I would just ask if staff has anything else to add.
That is an excellent question.
No, I think you've summed it up.
Cool. Shall we have a motion to approve?
We have a motion.
Oh, we already did that. Yeah, that's what we did, right. Okay, so let's vote on that motion. I thought it was a motion to talk about, but it's not. Sorry, I know.
We're so formal.
All right, unanimously approved. So may I have a motion to approve?
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
The request from, I forget their name. AOC. Oh, that's it. Well, that's their corporate name. They're Atria, right? That's their.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drove by them. Anyway, I know just right. Anyway, motion approved on that one. Oops, I can't do it. Yes, so Watson, Medina. And let's talk about it.
They're also online. too.
Yeah. Maybe they can give us a few words about their project and
Is that Kyle?
Or Cheyenne, rather.
Kyle or Cheyenne, did you want to discuss?
Yeah, can you now? Yeah, so my colleague Cheyenne Benyay is on as well, and she can correct me for any misstatements I make. But AOC, it is Atria Park of Ann Arbor. They've been operating a senior living community with assisted living, memory care, and a surrounding community in Ann Arbor since 2014, right off Plymouth Road. And so they're applying for what's called a non-public continuing care retirement center liquor license. This is a sort of new type of license that came about in 2011 that allows retirement communities that meet certain requirements to sell and serve to their residents and the residents' guests on premises. So we're currently submitting an application with the Liquor Control Commission and the City of Ann Arbor right now. So we appreciate your time.
So it's kind of like a club license and then it's like just for the people that live there or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct. So that was the big hang up that prior to 2011, retirement communities couldn't get these licenses because they weren't open to the public. And so there was a legislative change that carved them out. So yeah, similar to the club license, but not quite as exciting as a club maybe.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Do we have anything like this operating in the city currently?
At one point Glacier Hills had a, continuing care license, but I don't believe they still do.
How about the one near Briarwood? Between Briarwood and Bushes.
I'm not aware that we have any other.
Oh, the Balfour.
Oh. Are you checking?
Yeah, I can check.
I'm just wondering if there's, I mean, if it's a newer thing, if it's anything that we've had any experience with.
We've definitely approved Glacier Hills. I think, like Kyle said, I think it's been about a decade or so. That these were available.
Glacier Hills retains theirs. I'm not sure if it's active.
It was during the pandemic, I think, but I thought it went into escrow.
It's in and out, yeah.
Is there a limit to the number of these senior licenses, or are they the state is?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay,
Seniors live there, that's fine.
yeah.
Thank you.
Not qualified yet. All right, so shall we vote?
Sure, yes.
All right. All right, favor? Yeah.
Let the retirees go.
Thank you. Now, it looks like we have as unfinished business, the annual liquor license renewal process. So were you going to update us on anybody who's still delinquent in things that they shouldn't be? And
I can give you that update.
super.
We had one business with outstanding delinquent taxes and they have since paid off their full balance and their annual renewal. So that process is completed for the Treasury Department.
Good.
We have still about 20% of our annual renewals still outstanding.
Mhm.
So in the past, we've sent a second reminder.
Mhm.
Just as a previous process to consider.
That sounds like
Do we need to vote on that or something, or?
I don't think so. I think maybe we can just do
Yeah.
our practice.
Okay, cool.
And then that we will see no objections, once their annual renewal fee is submitted, then we'll send the letter letting them know that they're approved for the year.
Cool. Yep. And so we aren't going to need any hearings. Are we going to need another meeting?
I don't think so. I don't believe we have any concrete applications in the works. We have some folks who are talking and doing some planning in the community. That's really exciting. But we don't. There's some that are looking at, much like Tony was saying, revitalizing businesses that had some COVID closures, but nothing concrete yet,
Mhm.
looking for funding, looking for some final details.
Okay,
So, I think there are two that are in the works right now, but nothing formal timeline wise. So no dates to hold.
that's great. So that sounds like that was both unfinished business and information slash upcoming business dealt with in one. pot. Do I, can I ask for adjournment?
Mhm.
Okay, does anybody want to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you. Stephen Upton. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay.
And we'll add these two items, which was said that to the February.
Cool, super.
Meeting.
Perfect.
I think that's what we thought.
That's very.
Great, great to be involved. Wonderful.
The one for like Steve